A new trade pathway is emerging, but at what cost to Europe? China is boldly experimenting with a high-speed freight corridor to Europe that could bypass traditional routes entirely, leveraging the Arctic's thawing ice as a geopolitical chess move. This ambitious project, however, faces an unexpected hurdle. Poland's sudden border shutdown during Russian military drills is now threatening to strangle the €25 billion a year China-EU rail network. But here's where it gets controversial. Is this a temporary glitch or a calculated strategy to force Europe into accepting a new trade hierarchy? Critics argue the shutdown could backfire, pushing businesses to seek alternative paths, including China's Arctic gamble, while others see it as a necessary step to curb Russian influence. What do you think? Share your take in the comments. Naples is dead. Can Italy's cities survive the tourism tsunami? Imagine your hometown transformed into a tourist playground, but at the expense of your own home. That's the reality for cities like Naples, where overcrowding is driving locals out of their neighborhoods. Rising visitor numbers have turned once thriving streets into ghost towns for residents, with housing prices soaring and pollution levels spiking. And this is the part most people miss. Even churches, the heart of cultural heritage, are being emptied out. Should governments impose stricter tourist caps, or is this just the price of global fame? Let's discuss. Is tourism a blessing or a curse for these historic cities? A 19th century railway is making a comeback. But why? Belgium, Germany, and the Netherlands are reviving the Iron Rhine, a century-old rail line that once connected Antwerp's port to the industrial heartland of the Ruhr. Dormant since World War II, the track is now being reactivated to boost military logistics and reduce reliance on Russian-dominated corridors. But here's the twist. Some analysts argue this move is less about countering Russia and more about preparing for a future where NATO must rapidly deploy troops. Is this a strategic masterstroke or a costly distraction? We'd love to hear your perspective. Finland takes a stand. Could this be the turning point in cyber espionage? Finland has filed criminal charges against the crew of a Russian-linked vessel suspected of sabotaging undersea cables during last Christmas Day. The incident, which disrupted critical communications, has sparked a fierce debate. Was this an act of war or a covert cyber attack? Prosecutors are going after the captain, but many question whether targeting individuals will truly deter state-sponsored sabotage. And this is the part most people miss. The Shadow Fleet's role in such operations highlights a murky gray zone between espionage and terrorism. Do you believe legal action alone can stop these threats, or is a more aggressive response needed? Sound off below.